Caitlin, hello.
Hello.
Hi. So this is the free episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a short one last week.
Yeah, we're
Short
not.
one.
Are we doing that this week?
No.
Okay.
No, I just wasn't in the mood last week to do the free one. But we did like an hour long on the premium. Considering we weren't, or I wasn't in the mood.
Yeah, I noticed on the description of last week's free episode, you put, Grant wasn't feeling well this week.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then he proceeds to talk for an hour and 10 minutes on the premium episode.
Premium, yeah. Because, you know.
Yeah,
sick. We're getting paid for those. Well, no, I said at the beginning of the episode, I was like, I was pretty much all bullshit. I just didn't want to do the free one. So anyway, www.terribleperson.co is where you can get the premium episodes. Rate and review this podcast wherever you're listening. If you could, that'd be super.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any difference. Nobody wants to sponsor this podcast, so who gives a shit? But it just makes us feel good.
Yeah, we like to read them. We want to know what everyone thinks.
I don't care what anybody thinks. It's just 5 stars. 5 stars, thumbs up, whatever you can do, wherever you listen. I genuinely, we don't need any criticism. I'm too weak. I'm too fragile.
Grant can't handle it.
I can't handle it. So, Kate, let's get in the episode.
Caitlin
and Grants are not medical or mental health professionals. How to become a terrible person is for entertainment purposes only. Standard data and message rates apply to messages. Damn it, have some common sense, people.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to How to Become a Terrible Person, the only podcast on the internet helping you become the best worst person possible. Bitches. Right?
Yeah.
We are Grand Kate.
Hi.
We're officially the go-to for monkeypox information 2022.
No, we are not.
Monkeypox is here.
I
Kate.
literally know nothing about it, but I read an article this morning that said, don't worry, there's already a vaccine for it.
Woo. Yeah, literally
No,
the last global pandemic, COVID-19. I don't know if you remember that, Kate. Do you remember COVID?
No, not really.
Started out being known as the coronavirus and then quickly shifted. And yeah, we my former co-host and I, we didn't even get to do an episode together during the first COVID. Because
so you guys stopped being co-hosts basically like right when COVID happened.
And then when COVID happened and everybody freaked out, that's when you took over. So, and what happened during I did a COVID special where I was just like, hey, let me put my hands in your mouth and all this shit. Like, just not okay humor for what, because people were getting in trouble for joking around about COVID. That was like a hot button issue.
People were like, this is serious.
So, are we susceptible to monkeypox? Or you and I?
I don't know. I just saw the headline. I didn't actually read the article. I guess I said earlier I read the article. I didn't. I lied. I just read the headline.
I heard you can get it from doing it. Have you heard that?
I heard that too, yeah.
We're not going to look it up. No.
That's kind of weird.
I swear to God, if we have to do another lockdown.
Now that the World Health Organization is calling the shots.
Yeah, if that happens again, just take me to the movie theater in Soylent Green where they take all the old people and give them lethal injections while they watch a sunset. Just take me there.
Why did they do that? I've never seen that.
Because the world is so overpopulated that when you get to a certain age,
they just kill you.
Even before you get there, what they do is they put you in a nice robe. They give you a shower because the world is dirty and an awful place. Like, to get fruit is like a real luxury. And I think people are furniture. Like, you can have like a hot boy or girl, hot man or woman, excuse me.
Be like a chair.
Yeah, in your apartment, and you can do whatever you want to them. You could give them your drink to hold on to.
So who are those, like the rich people?
Yes, those are the elites.
Okay.
Those are, Bill and Melinda Gates.
Sounds interesting. How old is that?
It came out in the 70s. It's a fucking awesome movie. And there's a twist ending. It's a classic. There is a giant twist at the end that is if you've seen anything in pop culture about it, you probably know what Soylent Green is made out of.
I had a hair on the lip of my soda can.
I wonder how it got there, Kate.
I don't know.
Who was handling your soda can before? No, please.
It was me.
Kate. So, yeah, take me to that place, that cute, quaint little movie theater, and give me that sweet relief while I watch an episode of what? The Staircase.
The Real Housewives of New Jersey. You're going to watch Real Housewives of New Jersey season 11 reunion episode part 3.
Yeah, you're into all that. Tell me that just ended. So They do a whole season, and then they do 3 hours of reunion after what, 8 episodes, 10 episodes?
I can't remember. I think this season, I know for sure, was longer than all the past seasons because people were complaining in the past like it wasn't long enough. Because I think the past, it was like 10 episodes, 8 to 10 episodes.
Yeah.
Now, I think this last season was like 14.
Ugh.
It was great.
Those women. They're insane.
And the 13 or 14.
The husbands fucking kind of rule on that show.
Yeah. And it's funny because the husbands, they all get along.
Siri. Shut the fuck up, Siri.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah, she heard us talking about monkeypox. She's like, start recording.
Yeah, usually the husbands, they all get along for the most part. They'll get in like little like
just because they have to. The only reason they get involved is because their wives
because
are like,
the wives are fighting.
Come on, Joe. Tell Christy she's a fucking
and like
bitch.
one of the husbands like stood up for the wife when they shouldn't be involved, and then like stuff like that.
Hey, listen, I don't want to get involved, but your wife, she's out of control.
But I think the women all on that show, most of them hate each other.
I'm a bad bitch.
Yeah, I mean that's what bad bitches do, babe. Like, when do you think they started hating each other? Because like you said, what, it's season 13?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the same girls. The only one that's still the same is
Teresa.
like original from season 1 is Teresa. And then Melissa, she's been there since season 2. But I think Dolores didn't come in until probably like season 5 or 6. And then Jennifer, Jackie, Margaret, they've all come in after. Like I think Margaret after Dolores.
It shows, okay, so what happens on the reunions? They just all fucking sit around and yell at each other,
well,
right?
because they'll film the season and then they'll air this like season and then they'll do the reunion basically like
after
in
it airs?
real time.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that.
So the season was filmed however many months ago. And then the reunion episodes are like happening right now. So there's shit that's usually happened from like the time they stopped filming in between. Yeah, the time they stopped filming and the reunion episodes. So they'll talk about like, I don't know, like drama that's gone on. Like there was like a Twitter fight or like, I don't know, between Jennifer and Melissa that happened after the season aired. And they were done filming, so they talked about that.
What do they fight about? Tell the people who don't watch or who never watch. There's probably a lot of people listening right now.
Basically, it's a lot of like talking shit. Like, oh, I can't believe you would talk shit about my
what?
family. Or it's like, I can't believe. So Jackie was mad that like Jennifer was trying to get information that her husband was cheating on her.
Okay, was he?
When no, he wasn't cheating on her. There were like some rumors going around and she was trying to find out more information. Then in this past season, it comes to light that Jennifer's husband, Bill, cheated on her.
Well, here's the thing, Kate.
So then they're like, well, why are you, trying to dig on my marriage and find shit that's not even true when like your husband actually did cheat on you?
You're a big caller daddy girl now.
I do like that.
You're a real caller daddy gal. What do they call themselves?
Daddy gang.
Yeah, daddy gang. You're in the daddy gang. You're a vape queen in the daddy gang. You're vape queen in the
Whatever.
That's okay. So anyway, you listened to an episode of that podcast with Christine from Selling Sunset, and she said something about their show.
Yeah.
Which is it's all fake. It's all set up. It's all bullshit. They do sell houses.
Yeah.
But not to the extent they say they sell houses?
Well, no, she was saying that some of them do. Like she said that Mary lady, like she does sell a lot and she kills it. And I think so do like Jason and Brett because they own the brokerage. But I don't know about the others.
So yeah, I think what we need to consider there is Real Housewives has to be fake. There has to be like 5 guys like me that are just sitting around being like, when they're shooting, be like, okay, now say that Teresa called you a bitch and you're going to get to the bottom of it. She'll be like, I called Teresa a bitch.
Yeah. Or like, oh my God, I can't believe you said that my daughter does drugs.
They all do drugs.
When she was using it as like an analogy.
Oh, yeah, I remember
in
that.
like a private conversation. It's not like she was like going around like spreading rumors to other people like, oh my God, Gia does drugs.
Well, moving on from Real Housewives, I just want to apologize. There are a lot of people upset. The podcast.
Did I talk about it so much?
No. We're talking about. I said moving on.
Oh, okay.
Moving onward.
Well, I didn't know. I thought that's
Forward.
why you said we were
We are moving
on.
forward. Caitlin, drop it.
Don't want to fucking talk about Real Housewives anymore.
I'm like Sabad. What's his
Sabad.
name? Sabad. I do not want to talk about this subject anymore.
Okay, can we change the topic, please?
Can we change the topic, please? Caitlin, I just asked you what movies you like. I know. Yes. Can we talk? We can talk about Love on the Spectrum, right?
Yeah, it's a show.
It's a great show.
If they didn't want people to talk about it, they wouldn't make it into a show.
Truth bomb. So who's your favorite?
Well,
We're watching
are we
Love on the
talking
Spectrum.
about
Okay.
the U.S. version or because we started watching like the first couple episodes of the
Okay, here's the thing.
original Australian.
If you watch the Australian version, it's hard to deny Mr. A+. Is that his name? Mr. A+, Michael?
Yeah.
Especially when he's
The one
like,
who has a podcast.
Especially Michael's. If anyone, stop what you're doing. Stop listening to this podcast.
Is his like also a self-help podcast
Yes,
like
it's
ours? Oh my god! So we might be like,
yeah,
we might have some overlap there.
We definitely have some overlap. No, but when he's describing, this is the Australian version. When he's describing how he hopes when he passes away that the girl he's going to go on a second date with is like he was a great husband.
This is the girl that he's about to go on a first date with. And he's talking to his parents in the kitchen beforehand.
Get a little ahead of yourself, Michael.
When I die, I want her to say at my funeral that I was, or what, like they've never seen me happier or something.
That he was a great that he loved his wife more than anything else. So so we're watching the U.S. I finished it. You fell asleep. It just kept playing. There was one episode left. And
the U.S. version?
Yeah, because they only did like 7 episodes.
Oh, I didn't see the last episode.
So yeah, you were asleep, but I just couldn't stop. It was just too good. I was just super stoned. It was on Friday night, I think.
Oh.
Saturday night maybe, and I just was like, let it roll. But who's your favorite in the new version?
The U.S. version.
Yeah, the U.S. version.
I like Sabad.
Sabad's the shit.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Sabad's all business. He just wants to go on a honeymoon.
I can't think of the guy that has the blonde hair. The one that went to the Renaissance
I was
Festival.
going to tell you this. The band that I got fired from.
He's the hardest to watch.
Oh, he's tough. But the band I got fired from, the guy that played guitar in that band that pretty much fired me, looked like that guy. And he would freak out like that. So
maybe it was that guy.
It could have been that guy. What's his name on the show? It's
I don't know.
But then there's Steve.
Was it like James? I think it might have been James.
But let's talk about Steve.
Oh yeah, the older man.
60. How many people like Steve do you know in real life? I feel like I know so many Steves.
Yeah, probably a couple.
Nicest guy. He's a little sweetheart.
He's never had a girlfriend.
So Sabad, and he's 63. So Sabad and Alex. I hope they could do a whole show with Sabad. I want to see.
Alex?
Or not Alex. Steve.
Oh,
Steve.
I was like, who's Alex?
I'm just naming.
You're just
people.
fucking throwing in random
And then
names.
there's Tyler and Roger and Alan. So we need to throw before this monkeypox thing kicks off. We need to do a skating party. I think that's our first meetup.
Like rent out Skateland.
Yeah, I think that's our first
Fuck
meetup.
yeah.
Is to do where is that Skateland?
It's in Mesa.
Arizona.
There's one in Mesa and there's one in Chandler, but we're going to the original Mesa location.
Okay, so that's the plan. So Google that wherever you are. We're probably gonna do it. I mean, that'd be like a fun, maybe weeknight activity. Or what do you think? Weekend? I mean, it'd probably be hard to rent out. I guess if we could guarantee a lot of people would show up.
Yeah, I mean, we could. Yeah, I'm not sure how much they would charge us to rent that out. We could talk to
Closed for private event. How fucking badass! And then we're playing the music we want to play, and then we get to talk. Hey, red sweatshirt, slow the fuck down. What do you think
then
this
you hear
is?
me fall. You're like, oh fuck.
What would be your roller skate jam? Your first selection? And yeah, what would the vibe be? Because you want to start out strong, but you don't want to start out too strong.
Yeah.
You want to ease people into it.
I don't know. What would you pick?
I mean, there's one obvious choice, babe. If it's a skating party that I'm throwing, just like imagine darkened roller rink, and we're like, "What's up? It's Grant, Kate. What?
What did you just call us?
I don't know. It's Kate and Grant. Thank you for coming to our skating party.
Third time's a charm.
Everybody be safe. Spit your gum out. So make
Yeah,
sure your
no
laces
gum on the roller rink.
No gum on the roller rink, and then just.
Ooh. a good one.
So yeah, we would definitely have some David Banner at the skating party.
Oh, that'd be such a good song to start with. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Can I pick that song too?
I mean, you could.
Now that
You could blow the roof off. You know what song I heard the other day on the way to work? And I was like, why the fuck haven't I listened to this song? And I got to pull up her album. Second song. Do you remember this song?
I do.
Yeah. Second song. Just ease into this and be like, whoa, dude, the song choice is sick.
Very eclectic mix.
Eclectic.
Eclectic.
Mr. A Plus over there. Eclectic. Oh, and then you'd have to play your song.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's a good song.
how many people would fall down and like how many lawsuits do you think Skateland was gonna have after our skating party?
Well, I mean, they have those little skate buddies.
Oh, just people who
The little
have,
walkers on wheels.
people who have no business being on skates being like, hey Kate, hey Grant, whoa, and then just hey, listen, I don't have insurance, so I hope you do. Yeah, so skating party. We need to figure out how to make that happen, Kate. That's priority
Yeah, that'd
number
be fun.
one. Transitioning, Caitlin. So speaking in vague terms, Kate.
Okay.
Playing a little game here.
Okay.
So we're gonna talk about something
Oh, no.
here, but we're not gonna reveal what we're talking about.
What?
That thing tomorrow?
Yeah.
I have zero enthusiasm. Give me a pep talk. Give me a vague pep talk, Kate.
It's good practice.
True.
Practice makes perfect.
Isn't it also a waste of time for all parties? I don't know.
You don't know. That's what I mean. Like, I feel like you don't really know if it's a waste of time until you at least, like, hear
Yeah.
it.
I don't
Hear
know.
about it.
We'll see. Yeah, because right now I have... You know how normally you're excited for those sort of things? No, or at least anxious, nervous kind of thing?
Yeah, I guess.
Zero of that. My thing is, oh well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm probably going to have to cut that out because I got a lot less vague than I would have. Not as vague.
Oh, because I had the one last question in there? Oh, come on. Don't even.
'Cause we are more than friends, you're a part of my family.
Speaking of, Kate,
What?
we almost had the police called to the apartment today. There was a domestic disturbance.
Between you and the cat?
No. Between you and me when you came home for lunch.
Oh.
Caitlin's
Grant. Yeah,
Hey,
she
here's the
turned me
thing.
into a battered woman
Don't
today.
believe Caitlin. This
Oh
is
my God.
this is a classic Michael and Kathleen Peterson situation happening here.
Oh my God.
Do you want to explain what happened? Yeah, tell your side of the story, then I'll tell my side of the story.
I touched Grant. I grabbed him. And then he, like, flung my arm off of him. But in the process, instead of just, like, pushing my arm away, he literally, like, punched my bicep to get my arm away from him.
Okay.
And it hurt. And I told
Lives?
him, I was like, you gave me a dead arm, so I punched him 8 times to get back at him.
There are so many lies happening. I don't want anyone at home listening to believe.
But I couldn't even really get a good hit in because my arm was dead.
No.
So it's not even fair.
Caitlin is leaving some things out of the story.
No, I'm not.
She forcibly grabbed not only my penis, but both of my testicles in a handful. And she like punched in and grabbed.
I did not.
And then she squeezed.
I did not.
You put an amount of pressure that made me. It went from being like, oh, this is kind of nice, to all of a sudden, like in an instant, I was like, oh, I do not like this. And then my reflex, I was like, get off of
Yeah,
me.
his reflex
No,
was to
and so
fucking deck me.
I know. I elbowed. I pushed you away with my arm. I just opened my arms up, and then you started screaming and saying you were being abused.
I don't think I started screaming.
Do you want to talk about the other time you screamed this week, sweetheart? There were so many. It's probably hard for me to recount.
Shut
Do
up.
you remember?
You were really just fucking on one this week.
There's a big gap in time. So after we recorded the next day, after Kate and I recorded the episode, we had a bit of a blowout.
Yeah.
Do you want to explain that, Kate? What had happened?
We were going to my parents, or my dad and my grandpa's birthday dinner, and we had to go drive to this restaurant that was like 20 minutes away. So
An hour and a half away.
we get into the car, and like immediately Grant shuts the door, and it makes this awful noise.
It's really loud.
And I'm just like, what was that?
No, you were like,
I was like, why did you slam the door?
What was that? You went, why did you slam the door? And I was like, I didn't slam the door. I shut it like I always do.
And I was like, no, you didn't. I saw you. Even though I didn't really see him. But
Yeah.
I mean,
You heard the noise.
I heard it. And then when I looked over, he was still like,
No.
it looked like he had just gotten finished slamming. So I
Yeah,
said,
bullshit.
I said he slammed it. Anyways, that's besides the point. Then we get on the freeway and Grant starts fucking with the window.
Yeah, because it
And I'm
was
like, why are you messing with
rolled
the
down
window?
about probably, I don't know, a quarter of an inch maybe.
And I was like, why are you messing with the window?
And I was like, babe, it's down. That's probably why it made such a loud noise when the door shut.
So then Grant is messing with the window and he tries to roll it down a little bit.
No, I tried to roll it up.
It's not rolling up. So then I press the down button and then the whole thing just drops inside my door.
Yes.
So I got super pissed at Grant. I was like, it's your fucking fault. You broke my window. You're going to fix it. I hate you. And then it was so fucking windy in my car.
Yeah.
And it's all freeway to this restaurant. So the hot wind is just blowing through my car. I'm like, this is fucking just fabulous.
Yeah.
And so I put all the vents on me. I like turned the air up to 4 and I put all the vents blowing on me. And I turned Grant's vent off and I was like, you can just sit over there and die.
Yeah.
Meaning he can sit over there and die in the heat. He took it as I'm telling him to go die.
Well, no, you were not being you weren't even trying to even understand the situation we were in.
And then you started yelling at me.
Well, yeah, because you were just
literally screaming.
Well, no, you were screaming at me. And I had to fight with the window being wah. So I was just like, yeah. And you weren't listening.
You weren't fighting with the window.
No,
you were
it was,
yelling because you were pissed off.
And you were yelling.
It had nothing to do with the amount of noise coming from the window.
If I would have tried to talk to you like this, though, you wouldn't have been able to.
You wouldn't have talked to me like that.
No,
you were fucking screaming.
I know. So were you. Because you had already.
And I'm about to again.
I know you're a big voice raiser.
So Grant tomorrow is gonna have to fix the window.
Yeah. Which is.
But don't worry, I bought the part.
Well, I didn't. I mean, here's the thing, Kate.
So Grant's labor is plenty.
Well. Yeah, see,
And,
I mean,
and
you still,
better do it right.
You still think I had something to do with it being broken. But I didn't.
I said, like, the day after, I was like, I don't think that it was your fault.
Yeah.
I said that to you.
I'm suspect of that. You think it's my fault.
I think that you're rough.
I'm not rough with your car, though.
And I think that you probably slammed the door.
I didn't.
But do I think that it was probably already on the point or on the verge of breaking? Yes. But I think that you hastened
letting you know.
Hastened the situation.
If I were a jury, that statement right there would have convinced me it wasn't Grant's fault. There's reasonable doubt.
Okay.
That was already broken. Here's what I think happened. I think you broke it earlier.
I didn't touch it. I never rolled down that window.
No, I think you broke it earlier and you put it back up. And you're like, when I drive tonight to take Grant to this place. You can't say that.
Sorry.
It's fine.
Just bleep it out.
Well, I know, but I'm trying not to edit so much.
Anyways, I don't want to start a fight again. So.
Well, we're not even fighting about it. We're discussing it like adults. I think he did it.
And I think
Did I ever tell you about the girl I went to school with who was like this really ugly little girl? Like when I think she moved to our school when she was
what
probably
grade
like 3rd to 6th grade.
Okay. And she was
Actually, no, she
really
was. I
ugly
guess she
little
was
girl.
K through 6. But yeah, she was this little homely little girl with a bowl cut, blonde hair, dirty blonde.
I went to elementary school with a girl that had like, I don't think it was necessarily like maybe it was a bowl cut. It was either a bowl cut or just like a really ugly, like short haircut.
Yeah, it was. But anyway, so she had her ears pierced, but always wore like little turtlenecks, striped turtlenecks. Had big buck teeth. Do you know what her name was?
Sarah.
Bonita. Do you know what that means?
Pretty.
It means beautiful.
Or pretty.
Or pretty, I guess. Kate, being a native Spanish speaker, would know best. Did I tell you I talked to an expert on the gas this morning? I talked to a gas station attendant this morning. What is that, Circle K? Which is the one that's across the street.
Circle K.
Oh, yeah, so it was the Circle K. And he was telling me all this stuff. He's like, gas is going to go up to $9.
Did he say when that's supposed to happen?
He said over the course of the summer.
Fuck.
And he said, guess what? It's not going to go beyond $9. And, I'm listening to this like freaking out because I'm like, fuck, dude, gas is already, I don't make enough money to afford the amount of commuting I'm doing in terms of, if it goes up to $9, let's say.
Yeah.
So I'm panicking. And he says, it's not going to go above $9. It's not going to go above $9.99. I was like, why is that? And he's like, because the signs.
Oh, because they can't fit them?
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, really? And I thought about it for a while. I was like, why? Then they just put 10.9.
They can't really move the decimal point on some of the signs, though.
I'm definitely going to beep this out, but what I'm trying to get to, but I'm not clever or funny enough to allude to, is that the guy working there telling me how much gas prices were. Do you have anything you want to talk about before I keep rolling?
Well, I know that last week we talked about like what you asked me a question and I couldn't really give you a good answer. And I have an answer.
So detailed. Do explain.
You asked last week what is something that I was like obsessed with that was weird when I was a kid.
Yes.
And I was listening to the podcast, last week's podcast, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Like, I feel when I'm put on the spot, I can't think of a good answer. But I was like, I know. It came to my head immediately.
Okay.
I used to eat butter.
Butter. How so?
Like, we would have a butter dish with a stick of butter always out on the counter because we always like to have soft butter. So I would stick my fingers in that and just scoop it and eat it. Or when we'd go to restaurants, there, they'd have like the little folded up butter packets. Mm-hmm. I would just like eat them.
It's gross.
Just plain.
Like warm, cold? What did you like?
Well, I mean, the one at home was obviously like warm, room temperature, because it was like sitting out in the butter container. But the ones at the restaurants, it could be warm, it could be cold.
It's gross.
I think I preferred more warm, room temp.
Did you grow out of it, or do you still like it?
No, I don't eat butter, but I mean, like, when I put butter on my bread, I feel like I put like a decent amount. I like the taste of butter, yes.
Interesting.
It's good to me.
So is that your bit on the podcast now? You're going to listen to last week's podcast and have the stuff to talk about?
No. That's
based on previous episodes?
No, that's just one thing that I thought of.
You're like, hey, Grant, I want to get back into this.
I was listening to it and I just thought of it and I was like, I need to type
You
them.
participate. You should have texted it 910-557-2871.
Hello, this is Caitlin.
Did you see Taylor Swift did the commencement at NYU and they gave her a doctorate?
No.
Okay. If you were a graduate of NYU, I mean, fuck, dude, who knows? Here's what I'm trying to get at. Would you be stoked to have Taylor Swift give your commencement speech?
I mean, maybe.
I guess
if
it's better
you're
than...
a fan of Taylor Swift, it's fine. But
whoa, Dr. Taylor Swift, Caitlin.
Oh my God, it's an honorary doctorate. It's not real, so you can just over there. But anyways, I would.
The good doctor,
think that
Taylor
it would
Swift.
be kind of offensive. It's like, okay, so she's here to do this commencement speech, and because of it, she's earning an honorary doctorate. It's like I went to school for 4 years. I'm like thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in debt, or I had to like work my ass off for a scholarship. but she just comes in here and gets a doctorate.
You know, I've been connecting a lot of dots lately. Like in the conspiratorial world. You know who else they gave a doctorate?
Who?
Bill Cosby.
Oh.
I think
Yeah, a lot of celebrities have honorary doctorates. They're not real.
Was it Howard
Like,
or Penn State that gave Bill Cosby an honorary doctorate? He was very involved.
It wasn't Penn State.
He was real heavy at Penn State though.
But I'm just saying, like, I think that they're made up because I'm sure if you looked at a list of all the celebrities or famous people that have gotten honorary doctorates, you'd probably be like, oh yeah, that person's dumb.
Who?
Dumb,
Okay,
stupid.
Here's the question that I guess this is. I'm glad we got here. Now we know all the celebrities who don't deserve honorary doctorates. Who's a celebrity that we should give an honorary doctorate to? For example, Wee Man.
Seriously?
Yeah, Wee Man. Let's give him an honorary doctorate. He's put his body on the line
That's true.
for almost 2 decades.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Who's the one? Ryan Dunn.
Bam Margera.
No, Ryan Dunn was the one who was Too Fast and Too Furious.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Well, there
Did
it
you
is.
like that?
People get mad when you say anything about him dying.
Sorry.
Or Paul Walker.
Sorry. I haven't said anything about Paul Walker.
You brought up.
What was that movie that he was in? I was thinking about this the
Pleasantville?
other day. No,
Joyride?
No. It was about like a little boy that got
Joyride.
kidnapped.
There's a lot of movies with little boys that get kidnapped.
Okay, but it's one that Paul Walker's in.
Do you have any more details to fill in?
Yeah, he ends up at this like weird family's house and they're like keeping him in this weird playroom type thing. But it's like a weird, I think like torture or like
Sick.
pedo situation going on.
Isn't
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
that weird? How many movies there are about that specific thing? Speaking of Cyber Hell on Netflix, that Korean doc, I recommend everyone watch it.
I didn't watch it.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah, that was after you fell asleep but you wouldn't have liked it. It was a very fast paced.
But don't worry, Grant recommends everyone watch it.
I think it's great.
Oh, it was too fast paced for me to keep up.
Yeah. Well, I also think you wouldn't have liked the fact that they left pretty much the Korean full blast and the VO, like the dubbed was just like over top of it. They didn't even cue it down a little bit. It's just like 2 full blast things. But yeah.
Yeah, like when you would watch like news and then it would do that stuff.
I think it was good. I think it's something everyone should watch everywhere.
No, thank you.
Because it's basically
Pass.
so like let me pitch it to you. There's people being blackmailed into they have somehow gotten their pictures hacked, whatever. But they get a link and it sends them to this app called Telegram. And there's these chat rooms with like hundreds, sometimes thousands of people. And they're all like, we're going to expose you. Here's your parents' number. Here's where you live. And it's like, yeah, girl, jump off that building after they threaten to blackmail and stuff. So they just get all this stuff. They have like one girl had to lick a bathroom floor while her friend was doing some other stuff in the background. But it's...
How are they able to hack into your? Is it like off the iCloud?
Yeah,
or
it's like
can
a
they
it's like a
literally-
phishing thing. You click the link and it just automatically just and then they end up getting convinced they're signing up for like to become models and shit. And then
That's crazy.
yeah, but I would recommend it. I would also City Slickers. I'd recommend everyone watch City Slickers 2.
You didn't watch that.
I know. I just wanted to tell people to watch. You've never seen City Slickers? I take it.
No.
It's pretty great. It's classic.
You say that about a lot of movies.
They're all classics. We watched Old. Caitlin fell asleep during that. That seems to be the theme. Caitlin's getting a lot of her best sleep in during some of these movies. What'd you think of Old? M. Night
I
Shyamalan.
don't remember. I didn't really watch too much.
Well, what do you think is going to happen at the end of it? Since you...
Well, you told me what happened.
No, I didn't.
You told me everyone dies except for 2 of them. The little kid at the beginning gave him a code or whatever.
That's
to
not
get
the.
out.
That's not the end of the movie.
I mean, is that pretty much the end?
No, there's a lot more. There's. At
I
least,
doubt it.
There's at least.
I really doubt it.
There's at least one other thing.
I doubt it.
One other very small thing. All right, Kate. Do you want to fucking switch over to the premium episode?
Yeah.
All right. Gotta pick it up. Both of us.
Fuck off. You need to pick it up.
Whoa, babe. What?
Try to act like this is my fault.
I literally said we need to pick it up.
You need to pick it up. That was how you started. And then you added the we.
Kate's fired up.
This is what you do to me.
What did you? Don't make me do your other arm.
Oh. Now we have it recorded. Everyone fucking knows.
I think though, if our relationship was a staircase, you would be Michael Peterson though, babe.
I would be.
Yeah, I'm like
because I own you.
I'm like the successful, pretty one.
Okay, and I'm like the fucking weird lesbo.
You're like, oh, smoking your pipe, listening to classical music by yourself. Well, I want to play this at Grant's funeral, I think.
Thanks.
And you'd also you do that thing that he does in the kitchen to me all the time. Oh.
I would never put my tongue anywhere near your hairy ass butthole. Thank you very much.
Dang, Kate, just because we're recording.
Maybe your other girlfriends were into that, but sorry.
It's just Scott the cat.
Ew, probably awesome. That's why you don't want to get rid of her.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Kate wants to get rid of Awesome.
We would never get rid of Awesome. I love Awesome.
Kate is lobbying to get rid of Awesome.
I kid around. I love that cat.
Yeah.
She's just not very sociable.
She contacted our Congressman Andy Biggs and they've been lobbying to get Awesome out of our apartment.
But she was nice to me.
Also,
today.
dude, what the fuck? What kind of that guy's running for district whatever, blah 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 blah. Andy Biggs, the guy who constantly
can't even give us the call back.
Can't even fucking give us a call back. What kind of campaigning are you doing?
Clearly
dude?
Doesn't care about his citizens.
We have so many listeners in your area. We have at least 6 people, which in your race, 6 people could.
It's because.
Whoa. All right, we should switch over. We should talk about this on the premium episode.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hi. I just finished editing this episode that you're listening to, and I felt like I needed to say something at the beginning of it because my performance is less than stellar this week. I'm just mumbling and breathing into the microphone. The nice thing about editing these episodes is I get to hear what I'm doing. That's annoying, and I realized this week that whatever I was doing this week was very annoying. So thank you everyone for listening and subscribing. We're trying to get this skating party off the ground, so send me a message. We talked about it in the free episode, but we want to do a skating party. I think that'd be the shit. So yeah, enjoy this episode, and just know that next week I will be enunciating and not breathing into the microphone. So have a great day. Thank you for subscribing. Enjoy this episode. Hit it! Caitlin.
Grant.
Welcome to the How to Breathe.
Is that picked up enough?
What? Yeah, you need to pick up the energy.
Got
Our
it.
producer came in and fucking shoot us a new asshole. They're like, people are not gonna be into this, guys. And I said, David, get the fuck out of here.
I'm gonna replace you.
Don't talk to talent
With
like
Spot.
that. Yeah, we're gonna automate your position, David.
Scott looks so cute right now with his little arms.
It's so interesting for the listener at home, Caitlin.
Well, I can't describe him very well. I'm not like a.
He's an
what's that,
ugly ass cat.
What's that word for somebody that you like a storyteller, I guess.
You couldn't think of a storyteller? You're not a wordsmith?
Yeah. Well, no. I feel like there's a better name for it though. There are people that tell stories.
Storytellers.
Like very descriptive.
Descriptive storyteller.
I don't know.
Okay, what's the worst job you've ever applied for?
Walmart.
Walmart?
Yeah.
When was that?
Although I just read something that, do you know how much money a store manager of a Walmart can make?
Yeah, it's like $150.
No.
Really?
It's over $200,000 a year.
Well, they get rich on the backs of the...
Isn't that wild?
That is crazy. So when did you apply to Walmart?
When I was in high school, because my mom, I think I did it like out of spite because there was one time where I don't remember why we were at Walmart, but I was at Walmart with my mom and she was like, had been giving me shit about how I needed to get a job. So they have like a little kiosk section like they used to in the back of their store where they used to have like the order pickup area.
Yeah.
And you could sit down there and it was like just so you could apply to different positions at Walmart.
Yeah.
And so, actually, I feel like a lot of places had that kind of stuff.
Target used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I did that. I was like, my mom was bitching at me about I needed to get a job. So I applied to Walmart because I was like, okay.
It's pretty cool. I know we got some listeners that work at Walmart. Tell us what the conditions are like.
Are you a store manager?
Yeah. Could you
Tell me how much money you make.
And could you send us half of that money?
Like
so we can.
crazy.
I know. Target used to be the same. You'd hear about the store managers, how much, and they were making back in the early 2000s like $150, and there were 3 of them.
But then, yeah, it said.
I feel like there were several store managers, and they were all clearing fucking fuck tons of money.
Yeah. And I think that's wild. But I'm sure there's some people that are like, oh, that's too much money. But then there's people that are like, oh, Walmart doesn't pay anything.
Well, yeah, I think that's at the lowest level.
Yeah.
But I mean, when do you break through that low level, though? I'm sure you don't even break through when you get into like middle management. You're still just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, like it wouldn't. You're not going to be making the big
Like a
bucks
team
as like a
lead.
shift manager.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Or something, or like a supervisor.
I'm sure it's also
Or-
fucking very stressful to be a store, like a manager
yeah,
for a
that's
store
they said
like
it was
that.
like in some communities, it's like the biggest thing that they have going on.
Like
and
the one that the baby shot that guy in.
Oh my god.
Did you see that? Could you imagine if you managed the Walmart that the baby shot that guy in?
No.
You know he shot a guy in Walmart?
No.
Killed a guy?
No.
It's real. Yeah, it's a real thing.
Like recently?
Yeah.
After they canceled him?
After Levitation came out, starring Dua Lipa.
So yeah, after they canceled
he
him.
levitated
Oh my god!
that
Can
guy.
you answer the question?
What was your question? Please repeat, por favor. What? No, I didn't hear your question. I was too busy.
I literally asked it 3 times.
Yeah, what was your question?
When did it happen?
I think it was during COVID. I think it was like right at the beginning of COVID. You didn't see the videotape? There's video of it
No.
where guys run up to him and he just pop out.
Why?
I think
beefing?
I think they were beefing. So cool, okay. No, I think they were trying to mug him. I think they were probably trying to, because they walked up to him and one of them had a gun. I think it was one or both had a gun or knives.
Could you imagine just going up to somebody in a grocery store and trying to rob them
Oh,
at
hell yeah.
gunpoint?
It's the best. You're like, you've never done it.
No.
We're just always walking. We're robbing.
You wouldn't. That wouldn't happen at a Target, I'm sure.
I mean, did you remember the other day
Hence why I shop at Target.
when the helicopter and SWAT teams were there? Remember that shit?
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was a DaBaby situation. That was probably Coolio, babe. Coolio killed a guy at our Target.
It was your friend
Chris Powell killed a guy in our Target store.
with his bare hands.
Speaking of, haven't heard anything back.
Yeah, he's like,
Probably checked out the podcast.
or he's probably like, I'm gonna go with the other,
Well, yeah.
the other option.
Obvious choice. So, I didn't tell you the worst job I applied for. Worst job, best job.
I didn't ask.
Well, I know, but we're doing a podcast and we need to fill fucking 40 minutes.
Okay, but
So people have something to
be
listen.
consistent then.
What do you mean?
Sometimes you answer the question, sometimes
Well,
you
but
don't.
you got to ask. You got to be like, I don't know, Grant. What do you think?
I have done that before, and you've literally responded with, "That's not my thing."
Well, no. What are you talking about? That's not my thing. I'm saying that's not my thing. Like,
To answer the questions.
Oh, come on.
You told me that before.
Well, but you got to, in this situation, you'd be like, I don't know. What do you think? Now I'm not even going to tell you.
Okay, good, because I didn't really care anyway.
Moving on.
Grant is so upset with me right now.
Do you remember going to Pizza Hut as a little kid?
Yeah, lunch buffet.
Oh,
the best
so
thing in the
yeah,
world.
I'll tell everybody now. It was Build-A-Bear.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a really fun and interesting story that Caitlin just deprived you of. So yeah, Kate, tell me about Pizza Hut. Tell me about all the times you went to Pizza Hut.
Tell your fucking story
No,
about
babe.
Build-A-Bear.
I want to hear. I want to
Jesus.
hear. I want to hear about your life experience at Pizza Hut. So you used to go to Pizza Hut?
I don't want to tell you about my goddamn life experience at Pizza Hut because you're just being dick right now.
Do you remember how dark it was in Pizza Hut?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Why? That was the best. Going there as a kid, walking in, it was dark, smelled like pizza. Did you ever get the breadsticks from there?
Yeah.
From the hut?
Yeah, they were good.
Their pizza's
Did
good.
you ever have the dessert pizza?
What was their dessert pizza?
It was sometimes it was like apple, like cinnamon apple, and then they also had another one that was I think strawberry, cherry, raspberry, something berry.
Huh? No, I guess I don't know. They used to have a taco pizza I used to get all the time.
Oh.
Then they had a
So
barbecue.
did you have lunch buffets or no?
They didn't have the pizza buffet. I feel like maybe they did. I don't know.
Because we always used to go to Pizza Hut for the lunch buffets, and they had the dessert pizza there.
Interesting.
So they'd have like salad, breadsticks, pizza,
I
regular
feel
pizza,
like
and then the dessert pizza.
I feel like our Pizza Huts were all just like a salad bar, and then you'd get whatever you got for lunch, like a personal pan. But they didn't. I don't remember them ever having a like you could walk up
Yeah,
and
it
just
was-
get a piece.
Yeah.
How much was it?
I don't remember. I don't think it was that expensive. Maybe probably like $5 back in the day. Honestly.
Yeah, for real.
But it was all you could eat.
I know you said you wanted to get.
Shut up, Scott.
Yeah, dickhead asshole.
Fucking muzzle him. Can you get muzzles for cats? He's just making a little Jabba the Hutt face. Jabba?
Yeah, so no.
Jabba. Not Jabba.
Java the Hutt.
Java chip frappuccino.
Dude, what is it with adults and fucking it's so gross.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say what is it with adults and like dumb drinks from Starbucks?
Artisan.
Because that's also I agree with that too. Like
Well,
when
you
I
had a
see like a
fucking-
45-year-old overweight woman ordering a fucking venti frappuccino with like extra caramel on the inside, I'm just like, Jesus. Like, be an adult, please.
So do me a favor, just stick a whole cookie in the bottom. I like to eat it when I'm done.
Do you know what I mean?
No ice,
Like, get a
all
fucking
cream.
coffee.
I want 25 sugars. What do you think that do? Oh, they just pour it, right? Their sugar. Can you say well? What is it?
No, it's like liquid.
Yeah, it's like liquid sugar.
Yeah. It's liquid cane
What
sugar.
drink did you have today that you were fucking hemming and hawing about?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you just talk about
It
these.
tasted like a fudgesicle or something, almost. It was the chocolate cold foam cold brew at Starbucks.
What's
it's like
a fucking
new one.
what's a cold what's the difference between like cold brew and micro brew or whatever it is? The not micro brew. What's the other
Nitro?
type? Nitro, yeah.
Nitro, it has that like foam on the top.
But what is the nitro process?
I mean, I think it's made with nitrous. It's like kind of like Guinness, how it has like the foamy head on it. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's
Nitrous.
like kind of slightly carbonated-y, and it gets that like foam on the top. Right? Isn't that it's made
I've
with
never
like,
got
nitrous or
I've
something?
literally
or,
nitrous oxide.
yeah,
Is that what that would be?
I would think so.
Oh, I heard a song today.
Where the fuck do you even find this?
Just enjoy it.
I have a pen. I have an apple. Apple pen. I have a pen. I have pineapple. Pineapple pen. Apple pen. Pineapple pen. Pen pineapple apple pen.
What do you think?
It's the stupidest thing.
What are you talking about? You're not into that?
Not at all.
What?
Pineapple pen. Apple pen. Pineapple pen.
You always talk about like people that have like the
Pineapple,
least
apple
amount of talent, like making things. That is this.
You know, I think the problem is, Kate, you're not looking at this person.
I'm sure they're fucking hideous.
Babe, you don't know. Look at how happy he is. He's stoked.
He's trying to
I
be
have a pen. I have an
Liberace.
apple pen.
I've never
I
seen
have a
Kate as
pen.
happy as this guy
I have
is singing
pineapple.
Pineapple Pen right now.
Fuck no. Because it's not normal for people to be that happy.
Apple pen. Pineapple pen. Pen pineapple apple pen.
Babe, I don't understand your lack of enthusiasm for
Apple pen.
Pen,
It's just
pineapple,
like a
apple,
waste
pen.
of my life there.
What are you talking about? So Caitlin's going hard this week.
Well, I mean, you show me really dumb stuff sometimes.
Can I?
What did you expect my reaction to be? Obviously, you knew I wasn't going to like it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have showed it to me.
What do you mean? I thought we'd bond over that and enjoy
Oh,
it.
please.
Babe, let's turn it up. Let's turn it up in here.
This is Iraq. Look at us blowing up. Nobody showing up. Nobody owing up. هذا العراق. بدايتك آخرتك. جوازك آخرتك. وين جوازك؟ بس دير بالك لك لا
The song's called This Is Iraq.
Yeah, I know. What language is that?
Whatever they speak in Iraq.
Look how I'm throwing up.
What is that?
Arabic? I don't know.
I don't know. Do you remember when you were a little kid and like you'd throw up? And then it was like the worst thing ever.
Oh, yes.
And now as an adult, you throw up and you're just like, fuck, I guess I'll go back to work.
Yeah, like I'll throw up. Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night and just throw up randomly. That's happened to me a couple times. And yeah, just like wake up, go to work the next day.
But like when you're a kid, you think about it for like weeks after you throw up. You're like, oh, I was so sick, I almost died. I got food poisoning one time in probably 4th grade from this place called Rax, which used to be like a variation of Arby's. Really good roast beef sandwiches, baked potatoes, that sort of thing. But they had like the crazy straws. Remember those?
Yeah, like the plastic,
Yeah, they had all that
Probably
shit. And cool cups.
bacteria ridden.
Yeah, but they had like the dinosaur topper cups
Yeah,
and shit
yeah.
like that.
I used to love those kind of things.
Not like Land Before Time, like a Pizza Hut, but like their own thing. It was like a rip-off dinosaur.
like an off-brand Land
Yeah,
Before
it's just a
Time.
green dinosaur topper with crazy straw. But I got food poisoning there one time, and I remember I threw up all night one night. And I still think of that as one of the worst sicknesses I've ever had. And in reality, I've been far sicker.
Yeah,
But for some reason, and then that was the first time, because I was probably 10, where I threw up and shit my pants at the same time.
that was the first time you experienced it.
I didn't
from
even know,
both ends.
like as a little kid, you don't even know that's possible.
Yeah, I mean,
Until it happens.
until it happens, you're like, oh my god, I'm dying.
You're like, I thought I was safe.
Yeah. Well, I remember that I threw up like probably 3 or 4 times in one night, and it was not that I had food poisoning or anything. It was just purely that I ate that much.
You did that the other night. You did that on my birthday, remember?
Yeah, but not like this.
Oh,
It was like 4th of July or one of those like patriotic, I think, holidays.
Yeah.
And we had a cookout and we had hot dogs, and I can't even tell you how many hot dogs, but I know I ate quite a few.
Cookouts, especially
just a
with your
ton of other
family.
stuff.
You guys do cookouts big, so there's just always so much food.
Yeah. So
And it's
that
just like,
night,
yeah,
I
dude, I'll
threw
have
up
4 more
hot
hot
dogs just like all over my upstairs, probably like 3 or 4 times.
Last Sunday, we had burgers. Was that last Sunday? Yeah, we had burgers and just burgers. And I apparently grabbed the wrong size burger, but I had like a whole plate of food and all this stuff. And your grandpa was like, that one wasn't for you. And he's like, there's more out there. And I walked out there. And I was like, I don't need another burger. I just need to put my plate down. And then I think somebody came out and they were like, you have another burger? And they were like, you should. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I should. So I ate a second burger and then another plate of food. And I was like, why the fuck did I do that? It was so good though.
Yeah.
But
It makes
anyway,
good burger. My grandpa
the
likes
whole
good
the whole reason I'm even talking about throwing up is it's funny because as a kid it's scarring. It's scarring to throw up, but it's also scarring, but also funny to see somebody throw up. Because like, you know, when you're a little kid and you see somebody throw up, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. You still kind of get like that. But I remember one time there was this kid. I was at a Taekwondo tournament. I was probably maybe 12-ish. And I was walking down the hallway. It was at a high school on a Saturday, and it was like the gymnasium and their rec center, and there was a hallway, and I just see this kid walking down the hallway and goes, "Ugh," and throws up all over the tile floor, like that polished tile that the schools have.
Yeah.
And he's like, he just throws up and he goes, "Wah, wah." And he did it like 3 times, and then he goes, "Oh my god!" And it was just the whole hallway was just covered in puke.
That's funny.
And I remember the whole day it like made me queasy thinking about it. And I didn't want to like walk past that spot, even though they'd cleaned it up. But then the other time, I remember that was very traumatizing but hilarious. My friend Jeff, when I was 4th grade, he came to school and he was a heavy set kid. And he straight up just puked where we put all the backpacks, like gathering for school.
Yeah.
Just like right on the backpacks.
It's like everyone's backpack is covered
Yeah.
in puke. Ugh, what would they do? You just send them home with, like, all the kids home with, like, puke on their backpack?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, you know how it goes. It was probably 1 or 2 backpacks that took like the blunt.
The blunt of
blunt force. The brunt. They got the brunt.
I remember when I was in school, we had a pizza party. I think it was in 1st or 2nd grade. And then we had recess, like, immediately after this pizza party. And we used to have a tire swing, and I went round and round and round, and I threw up.
Italian food will do that to you, too.
Like, we came back in, and I also had, you know, those little, what do they call it? Like, dirt in a cup or whatever?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where it's, like, the gummy worms and, like, chocolate pudding and stuff, cookie crumbs. I remember having some of that too. And yeah, we came back inside after recess, and then we had to do like a social studies test or spelling test or whatever. So we're all sitting at our desk. It's like very quiet. And I just remember sitting there and I got like that really sick feeling. And I was trying so hard to just like finish my test and be done with my test.
Yeah.
Because I didn't feel right and I knew something was wrong. And it got to the point where like I could barely even write anymore. I was just like, and then I was just sitting there and I was like, bleh, projectile vomit, like all over me and like both the kids sitting next to me. And then I had to walk down to the nurse covered in puke. And then I had to sit there and wait for like an hour after school ended for my mom to come pick me up in borrowed clothes and underwear from
That
the
sucks.
nurse's office.
But at least they had other clothes.
Yeah, but I mean, have you ever tried it? Like, have you ever had to use like borrowed undies from the nurse's office? It's terrible.
No.
It's happened to me twice. Once when I threw up and once when I peed.
Pooped. Kids pooped.
No, I peed my pants in kindergarten.
Oh, you know what I was thinking of while you were talking about throwing up on everything? We brought up crazy straws about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
What if you had a crazy straw catheter?
Ugh. What if your
Like-
urethra was just shaped so abnormally that they could only
You
use
had
a
to
crazy
you
straw?
had to use a crazy straw.
They're just like, all right, you're gonna feel some pressure, and they're just winding it around.
It looks like a bow tie. It just-
It's like on Kirby when he
Yeah.
inhales the arch, and then
Caitlin.
he becomes like the little flying
But yeah, I
glider
feel
thing.
like that would also, if you had a crazy straw catheter, probably make having a catheter seem a little bit more fun.
Catheters are.
I have one in right now.
I wear one all the time.
It's just safety at this point.
Yeah.
Safety first. So,
I really am scared about getting a bladder infection, so I've just inserted a permanent catheter.
dude, what the fuck is up with plane tickets, babe?
It's because everyone wants to travel right now because nobody cares about COVID anymore, apparently.
Let's get enough of this monkeypox thing going that it slows down. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Let's create a fear of travel so we can get to Pennsylvania on, because it's crazy. Like, it's what, $800 a ticket?
It's like 600 and some, yeah.
Oh, that's okay.
I think it's because also gas prices apparently are going to go up to $9 this summer.
But I mean,
so maybe the airlines are like, well, shit.
dude, that's amazing.
We gotta fucking jack them up now.
we are
Get people
spreading-
used to this shit.
between monkeypox and gas prices. We're spreading all kinds of misinformation.
Well, I mean,
Do you think gas will
nobody's
actually
censoring us? So
Do you think gas will actually go up to? What do you think the highest it'll go up to?
I mean, they said it wasn't going to go past $5, and it's now $5.19. So I think at this point, anything is possible.
Did I ever tell you that when I was in driver's ed, I almost hit a yellow Labrador Retriever?
No.
Yes, so because I was kind of out in the county, on a county road, and this yellow Labrador Retriever runs up next to the car, and I thought I fucking thought I got him. And the driving instructor was like, "You did a good job. You didn't veer to try not to hit him." I was like, "I was trying."
Did you?
No, I mean I didn't veer.
Did you hit him?
No.
So you're a dog murderer.
No, he didn't die. He just ran away, but I thought everybody was like,
You're
"Oh
a would-be
shit."
murderer.
Dude, hell yeah. Make a sweet coat out of that dog.
I would be a swerver for sure.
You can't swerve your car.
Well, I mean, I can dead stop. I did the other day for a quail.
Why?
Because it's a fucking quail and I'm not going to kill it.
You're up the ladder in the food chain, babe. You're a higher rung than the quail.
I don't care.
Your
Quails are cute. I'm
your
not going to kill it.
Quail is cute?
Yeah.
That disease-ridden animal?
The little
That-
feather?
Nah. You should have flattened them.
Well, that was like it was like 3 of them.
They could have been in a gang, babe. How do you know they weren't causing trouble? You could have...
No,
What if
quails
they
are
wa-
sweet, and I'm pretty sure they're like some of the birds that have mates for life. Oh. So no, I don't want to kill them. Thank you.
Somebody wanted to know about a time either one of us really fucked up at work. I have a funny story. I haven't told this story, but it's a subtle fuck up. But when I was at the shoe store in Indiana, I started selling shoes on eBay, and you have to put in banking stuff, right? Like so you can transfer money.
Yeah.
From them. So I had a really good month.
Like whatever
Yeah.
your company's routing and
Yeah.
account number is.
And in case there's not money in there to cover a cost, they just charge the thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I do a transfer. It's been like a good month. I had sold $5,000 worth of shoes on eBay, which on eBay they were closeouts, like for nothing. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll transfer this. So I go to transfer it, and I do the click on eBay, transfer to bank, all this stuff. I go to bed, and then the next morning I get called to the HR office. And they're like, "Hey, Grant, so we noticed that $5,000 was taken out of our account last night.
So
I had transferred money from the bank to eBay instead of from eBay, and I just put $5,000 in. And they were like, they just saw $5,000 getting taken out to pay eBay.
Oh, okay. But then, I mean, they had money in their account, so then they were probably like, oh, okay.
You know what? They were surprisingly concerned, so I'm wondering how much money they actually had in that account. You know what I'm saying? Because they were freaking out.
Oh.
But it wasn't like I was stealing. I mean, shit. It cleared up instantly. But yeah, they wouldn't let me transfer money anymore.
You were banned.
I got taken off the...
Oh, my God.
They were like, if you want to, you just set it up, and then you have Brian come upstairs and click the button for you, and he'll make sure it's okay. I'm like, all right, cool.
Life skills.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you want me to talk about a time I fucked up at work?
No.
Okay, then.
When did you fuck up at work, babe?
Oh, you said you don't want me to talk about it, so.
Okay. Why do we still do time zones? Is that for farmers still?
Yes.
I'm just getting increasingly annoyed by the fact that I have to be like, oh, that's mountain time, or your Pacific time.
I don't know why you really have to ever worry about it.
Well,
Because you would, if you're talking to somebody, just be like, I don't know. I'm in Arizona.
Right, but I book calls
Well,
for things.
tell them to fucking go to Google and be like, what time is it in Arizona?
Let's get into the Kardashian shit. You like that new show?
I mean, I like it because it's the Kardashians and they're entertaining. I find them entertaining. I used to watch kind of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I wasn't like super religious, like, oh my God, I have to see it. So I think I've kind of been a fan of theirs for a while. I think they're an entertaining family. And I think that, I don't know. Yeah. There's always something going on with one of them. So it's interesting. But I think it's
Courtney got married to
kind of-
Travis this week.
yeah, I saw
Yeah, for real.
her dress.
He looks like a fucking skeleton.
I mean,
in
can
a
I
suit.
just say it? I get that they're like doing the whole like pop punk thing, but it kind of like their wedding looked a little tacky.
Well, I mean, just because the Kardashians have money doesn't mean the shit they do isn't tacky.
I mean, it like reminded me of like, I'm like, are they like the Sopranos?
Yeah, babe. Basically.
Farsi hysteria.
Farsi.
saying we gon' take
That's what they're
care of ya.
speaking. Farsi.
I'ma get shot
Oh.
for this.
Yeah, no, but Travis Barker looked like a fucking skeleton in a suit.
Yeah, he is a skeleton.
She's like, he's the hottest. It's like,
I
You
used to
think-
think he was real hot. Yeah.
but do you think Kourtney Kardashian, that's the hottest guy Kourtney Kardashian could pull, is Travis Barker? I feel like there's.
Well, I think that when
Thousands.
when girls say that like Travis Barker is so hot, it's not like his face or even like his body. It's like his whole thing. It's more like his vibe, his mentality.
It's a whole.
The fact that he has like tattoos all over his body, like that's pretty hot.
Yeah. The fact that he looks like he's actively surviving a methamphetamine addiction.
But he's not a meth addict.
I bet he was at one point.
I don't think so.
He was pretty fucked up on some drugs. I think he was more the downers though than
He just looks like somebody who's like naturally very skinny.
he looks like a guy that if you'd go up to him and you were like, "Hey man, do you know where I could score some pills?" He'd be like, "I'm your guy." Him and Machine Gun Kelly. Machine Gun Kelly needs to reel it in. How old is that guy?
Maybe like 30? I don't know.
Machine Gun
He's
Kelly.
not old.
Age.
It's weird how your perception of old changes because, like,
He was born in 1990. Colson Baker.
so he's like 31.
Is that what he is? Machine Gun Kelly. Wait. He took his name from a real guy. Machine Gun Kelly. George Kelly Barnes.
Yeah, he's like a gangster.
Better known as Machine Gun Kelly. He was an American gangster from Memphis, Tennessee, active during Prohibition. Let's see what kind of bodies this dude's got. Career. Let's check out.
You didn't know that?
Well, I knew it, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if the Machine Gun Kelly thing was his real name. Like, that's kind of lame, right? That'd be like if in 70 years somebody's like, "I'm Kanye West," right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, it's get your own thing, dude. But
Make up your own nickname.
Yeah, but you're right. Their whole thing did kind of look tacky.
Yeah, it looked like it was like
Who's
a
the
Sopranos wedding or
Who's
something.
the trashiest of
I
the
didn't even really-
Kardashians? I think with.
Kylie.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Who's she with? Who's her?
Travis Scott.
She's trashy.
I
though?
like Travis Scott.
But she's trashy.
If you're talking in terms of like my personal opinion, she strikes me as the most trashy. Yes.
Why? No, I'm asking you why though.
Her look. She looks like Jessica Rabbit.
I don't think
kinda.
Jessica Rabbit's trashy.
The cartoon character?
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit's hot.
But I feel like the fact that she looks like a cartoon character is trashy.
That's what's in though right now.
That's my personal opinion. You asked me a question and I'm giving you my
Well,
honest
yeah, I'm
answer.
having a discussion with you, sweetheart.
It's it's Stormy. She's the trashiest one.
I don't know who Stormy is.
Her daughter.
Oh. You know who the trashiest Kardashian is? Beyonce.
Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah, dude. I don't actually mean
I
that
mean,
about
she
Beyonce.
is friends with them, so.
Chrissy Teigen, what's she been up to lately? Yelling at people on the internet?
Yeah, I haven't heard anything. I think that people just don't really care about her anymore. Or maybe she's like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. Because nobody likes me anymore. You know what I mean? That's probably what it is.
Do you have to wear a mask on the airplane now?
No.
When you go on an airplane?
No. That's probably why plane tickets are really expensive.
So I won't
Because
be
all
getting-
those people that were like, I'm not going to fly. Or whatever, you know what I mean?
So I won't be getting yelled at when we
No.
take trips.
No. You might be getting yelled at for other things.
I will.
But
How does Gen Z, like these cool young Gen Zers, they go on all these fucking vacations and shit, and they're always spending money. Where do they get their money? Where is the Gen Z income coming from? Parents?
yeah.
Gotta be, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing with like when we were like 20 and we like saw people that were like going on trips all the time and shit.
I don't get it.
It's because yeah, their parents have money. I doubt that they have a fucking high-paying job at 19 years old that allows them to just, freely travel the world whenever they want to.
I think we're in trouble, Kate. Between monkeypox and Gen Zers and TikTok, I think we're fucked. I think it's over.
Can you do me a favor and look up how old Brooklyn Beckham is?
Google. Why am I looking this up?
I need to know if he falls into the Gen Z category or the millennial category before I talk shit.
He's 23 years old. I can tell you this, Brooklyn Beckham is a piece of shit, and I know nothing about him.
Why is he a piece of shit?
His name, Brooklyn Beckham. That's a fucking piece of shit name. And I'm assuming he's of, what's his name? George Beckham?
David Beckham,
yeah. David Beckham.
Like one of the most attractive men in the world.
Oh, cool. But I'm assuming he's related to him somehow?
Yes, that's his son.
So what are you going to say about Brooklyn Beckham?
So he recently got married to his girlfriend, Nicola Peltz.
Let's see her.
Don't look at pictures of her now versus when she was a child because you'll be scared.
No, I'm looking at only pictures of her now.
Okay. Anyways,
what are you going to say about
They
Brooklyn?
recently got married and he took her they hyphenated their last name. So now it's Brooklyn Beckham Peltz.
So he took her last name? Kind of?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. And then
Neat.
she's Nicola Beckham Peltz.
Okay.
So do you think it's weird
No.
to have a guy hyphenate his last name?
That's of things I don't think about. That's pretty high up on the I don't think about it list. If you were like, I want you to hyphenate your name, I'd be like, I don't fucking give a shit. Sure. I wouldn't care.
Okay.
If you were like, I want you to take my last name, I'd be like, okay, fine. Whatever.
So you just don't care?
No.
Okay.
It's just not important. I think that's why a lot of guys that do that, it's all the macho dudes who are like, no, my name. I don't care. I like my family lineage and all that stuff, but if it's just like a name thing, I don't care. It's not like I'm anybody as Grant Inman right now. Maybe I'll have a better career as Grant Border.
Grant Border.
I'll take your first and last name.
No.
Caitlin Border. So you had nothing really to say about Brooklyn Beckham?
No, I just think it's like, is that a new trend that Gen Z is doing?
I don't know. Gen Z's so
hyphenating both people. Because I know it's normal for like women to do it. That's been a thing for a long time.
See, even then, I know so many people who don't do that I'm just like,
or yeah, they just don't change their last name.
Who cares?
Or they change it to the guys. That's the first person I've like seen or heard of, I guess, that's done the hyphenation as a dude.
So is Will Smith he's going to be gone now? Is he done? You think it's over for Will?
It's like everyone was talking about him and now nobody's talking.
Yeah, but do you think he'll have an apology to her?
No.
He'll be like, I'm back.
No. I stand by my wife.
I've rebuilt. Dude, why don't they break up? Clearly not a happy couple.
It's kind of how I feel about Bill and Hillary.
Heyo.
It's like
it's business partner.
Yeah.
It's partnership. It's Wendy and whatever bird.
Yeah.
What's Marty? Marty and Wendy?
Yeah. I could argue for Bill and Hillary more. Like everyone knows that you don't love each other anymore. Just like a power relationship.
Yeah, but that's Will and Jada. And you think also too, this could be like she manipulated. Remember she was talking about hooking up with younger guys in front of Will on their podcast.
Yeah, didn't she bring the one guy on the show or something?
She's like, I've been sleeping with him.
Like on her Red Table Talk, didn't she bring him on?
And he's like, it was the one where he was crying, Will Smith.
Uh-huh. So do you think that he cheated on her? Do you think that she's the only one who cheated on him?
Here, I'm going to say something. This is a premium podcast, and I think I'm allowed to say this. I think the rumor is on Will Smith that he's not really into the ladies so much.
Oh, so he's kind of just like married to her because
it's
kind
like
of
a norm.
It's a cover up and
here's the thing, man. Also, how far is Will Smith down the Scientology rabbit hole now?
I didn't know he was a Scientologist.
Yeah, he was a famous Scientologist, big time. And I think Jada is too. I mean, I think Jada has to be by the nature of, is Will Smith a Scientologist? Because you don't leave the church either once you become a Scientologist.
Because they blackmail you.
Right. Scientologist. I could talk about Scientology.
Because that's the one where you go in through those little sessions and they record everything.
The auditing?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Will Smith.
Do they? You didn't answer my question.
That's where they do all that, yeah. And
they
then
record
it. And they keep record. It used to be they write everything down and keep it in a file on you. And then collect it all. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be Will Smith is still a Scientologist. And
do you think okay, to people that are in Scientology and then they have kids, are their kids Scientologists too?
I mean, that's the plan.
Do they have kids in that church?
Oh, yeah. It's big business.
Okay.
So remember Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were married for a while?
Yeah.
And they were.
And then didn't she divorce him?
She divorced him.
Weird about it.
Well, no, she wanted. I don't think they had any kids. The two of them. I think Katie Holmes and him had kids. But
I think they adopted some kids together, didn't they?
Let me check this out before I say anything. Did Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise have a child? Here we go. Nicole, only son, Connor Cruise. Okay, so Tom Cruise wanted to raise their kids Scientologists and really lean into Scientology, and Nicole Kidman was like, hey, man, not really on board for this. So that's why they split up.
So was she part of the church then when they were married?
I think Nicole Kidman, I don't think she was ever in the church.
Or was she? Or maybe she was and she was like, yeah, fuck this. This is weird. No.
Let's see. In the early 1990s, she was eager to study hard to become a Scientologist. She had it says an 11-year marriage to Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they were married for a while.
And they made that movie Eyes Wide Shut. That was one of the last things they did, I think. God damn it. This fucking news site, I just pulled this up. It sucks. Anyway, yeah, apparently she was trying to play along for a while and then just was like, nah.
I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and then...
Well, maybe the further you go, the more weird shit you find out.
They call it up the bridge. When you go up the bridge, Kate, you ascend.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm OT.
Well,
I'm OT7.
I knew there
right
was
now.
like
different
levels or whatever, and that's what I was referring to. So thank you.
I've paid
for correcting me.
It's fine. That's what we do as Scientologists. As a fireman Scientologist, I am actually trained to save more lives. OT7. I've paid the Scientology Church over $700,000.
You don't even have that much money to give.
Well, not anymore.